What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I'm really excited to bring you my review of the Discmania MD3. I tested out 3 different MD3s for this video. I was actually bagging the MD3 for a long time. It's a disc that comes in and out of my bag depending on what course I'm playing. I actually, in my last tournament, right before lead card final round started, so we were playing the 3rd round of the ACT Championships in Canberra. I aced right before the round started with this, and then it hasn't really come back in my bag too much since then. But if I was to go back and play certain courses that require me to have a super straight mid-range, this would come right back in my bag. As far as how the disc feels in the hand, it feels really comfortable in the hand. It has a very nice low profile with a shallow rim, and it's really flat. So it's something that's really good for people of all hand sizes. Again, personally, I prefer a flat top, but what's really cool about this disc is normally flat top discs are really overstable, but what you'll find is that the MD3 is just more straight to stable. So if you put it out flat, it won't really turn over unless you put it on anhyzer. It won't go straight unless you throw it flat, and it won't hyzer unless you throw it on hyzer. So it's not a disc that's going to be too understable to where it's going to deviate from the flight that you put it on. It's a very point and shoot disc that I think is a really good disc for new players to learn how to really control their angles, but then also experienced players to really learn how to shape shots, especially some of those more advanced shots like a nice high anhyzer or big mid-range hyzers, or just a really straight 350-foot shot. This is going to be a disc that can do all of those things for you, and if you were looking for a quintessential workhorse mid-range, I think this is something that could definitely make your bag. So again, we tested out 3 of these. We have a red C-line one, and you'll see Nick in the clips of the disc being thrown. Nick actually bought that disc off me because he liked it so much, so I don't have that one anymore, so I don't have it with me now. But I did test out a 5503 Crown Eagle, a 5502 Claw MD3, and then it's a 5503 C-line. So if you check out the flight numbers here, it says 5502 down here. That's what I'm talking about with that. The C-line ones and all the newer runs are 5503s. They have a slight little bit more fade at the end, so they retooled them just to be a little bit more stable, and I think Eagle probably requested that. So we tested out 2 of the 5503s and then the one 5502. As far as the plastic goes, I'm partial to Discmania Glow plastic. I find that it has a little bit more tackiness and grip to it versus the standard C-line. I find the standard C-line, although it's extremely durable, it does have a little bit more slippery feel, especially if it's very humid or the disc is a little bit wet. You really get punished, and it's a little bit more slick in my opinion. So I find that the Glow plastic is quite a bit more grippy, and that it's just a better fit for me. So if you can get your hands on one of these color Glow ones, I think that would be a good decision for you as well. I can't get over how flat these are for a straight flying mid. So a lot of times, especially if you look at a disc like a Rock or a Mako or any of those typical straight flying mids, they typically have quite a bit more dome on top of them. So on top of the disc, you'll see it's a little bit more round, but I mean, these things are pretty flat for a mid-range, and based on how flat they are, you think they'd be really overstable, but they're just that comfortable amount of stability where you can trust it thrown on a flat line and it'll carry straight. You can trust it on those hyzers, and you can trust it on those anhyzers. My final thoughts on the MD3 is that it's a really good disc, and there's a reason that Simon and Eagle are both bagging them, and then all the other Discmania pros as well. It's because it's a great workhorse mid-range, and you can bag a couple of them in different plastics, and you'll be able to find various stabilities. Like Casey White bags a D-line MD3, and that one's going to be a lot more understable, and he actually uses it for really long putts even. Or you can find yourself just a stock C-line one, and that's going to be probably the most stable. Or you can find yourself one of these Glow ones, and you're going to get something a little bit less stable than the typical C-line, but a lot more stable than the typical D-line. If you have any questions about the Discmania MD3, leave it in the comment section down below. If you want to check out Iceberg TV merch, the link is in the description below as well. Thank you to the patrons. If you want to become a patron, the link's down there as well. Thank you for watching. This is Iceberg TV. Take care. Okay.
Eee, ouch!